Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, March 3rd, at 8:28 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 741 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Lawyer of wife of El Chapo called Univision journalist an idiot on live television. National Guard chief says it took over 3 hours for Pentagon leaders to grant January 6 request. Prince Harry and Meghan's 2018 tour was stressful for staff and left one aide visibly upset. Man who raped sisters to spend decade in prison. Pence breaks silence to condemn Democrats' sweeping voting reform bill. North Korea is the most isolated country on the planet, but it still finds ways to steal billions of dollars. South Korea's first transgender soldier found dead. How some people can end up living at airports for months, even years, at a time. With sale of the Venetian, Las Vegas Sands exits the Strip. Far-right groups like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers are splintering and realigning after the Capitol riot, report says. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Biden strikes stimulus deal with Senate Democrats, Politico. Sony's PlayStation 5 is in stock at Amazon, update, sold out, The Verge. 2 more Mainers with COVID-19 have died as total cases top 45,000, WMTW Portland. From Jolene to vaccine, Dolly Parton gets COVID-19 shot. She helped fund, NPR. Nick Jonas reveals that missing wife Priyanka Chopra and feeling disconnected inspired his new album, Yahoo Entertainment. Brazil's COVID crisis is a warning to the whole world, scientists say, The New York Times. How to watch AMD's event introducing the next Radeon RX 6000 GPU, The Verge. NCAA Tournament Bracketology, Baylor secures number 1 seed, Michigan falters, USA Today. Reports, Myanmar security forces shoot dead 8 protesters, The Associated Press. UK hikes corporation tax to 25% as pandemic support hits $407 billion, CNBC. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. The world finally started cutting climate pollution, now it needs to multiply that by 10. John Boehner takes less than subtle shots at Trump, Ted Cruz on book jacket. Trevor Noah has a Tucker Carlson-themed way to update next Dr. Seuss books. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, gives an update on Prince Philip's health. Is Martha Stewart the fashion icon you didn't realize you needed? It's not okay to ask why someone is getting the vaccine. White House resident staffer saw an immediate difference between Trump's, Biden's. People cannot name one friggin' book in Jimmy Kimmel's Street Survey. Susan Collins will vote for Interior Secretary nominee Deb Haaland. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall say they were forced to hire a white actor. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Gas station shooting may leave girl, 11, paralyzed. Couple busted in Pokemon card theft ring. Community in uproar over teacher's COVID fort. Court employee arrested for embezzling $100,000 plus. Archdiocese calls J&J vaccine morally corrupt. PD, device found at polling places live pipe bomb. Donor accidentally leaves $5,000 in donated jacket. Friends to appear on Shark Tank with alcohol-friendly overalls. Ambulance stolen in Bradford County recovered. 88-year-old woman raising kids gets generous gift. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. U.S. infrastructure earns a C grade ahead of a Biden spending plan, Hive updates. Texas lifts restrictions amid a wave of U.S. reopenings. Alec Minashan found guilty in Toronto van attack. Brazil's COVID crisis is a warning to the whole world, scientists say. Why the Georgia GOP's voting rollbacks would hit black people hard. Christian Porter, Australia's Attorney General, denies rape claim. Keanu Reeves' comic book arrives Wednesday. Vandalism with a purpose and the future of the GOP. ICC will investigate accusations of war crimes in Israeli-occupied territories. Rockets hit Iraqi base where U.S. troops are stationed. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Liberal journalists, pundits delete fawning Cuomo tweets, backtrack on unified pandemic praise. Kroger to continue requiring masks at U.S. supermarkets despite Texas, Mississippi lifting mandates. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's Oprah Winfrey sit-down will also air on UK's ITV after bidding war. Meghan Markle is saddened by allegation of bullying palace staff, claims are an attack on her character. Celebrities react to Governor Greg Abbott's decision to reopen Texas, end statewide mask mandate. University of Texas president addresses Eyes of Texas controversy, defends players targeted by furious alums. China on Beijing Winter Games boycott calls, these acts are in violation of the Olympic spirit. Oregon confirms Brazilian coronavirus variant case, first on West Coast. Tim Allen says he liked that President Trump pissed people off. Hydroxychloroquine not recommended for coronavirus treatment, WHO panel. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle made secret visit to Stanford researcher who studies science of compassion. Dr. Dave Hamida shares COVID checklist as parents send their students back to classrooms. Donor accidentally leaves $5,000 cash in jacket donated to Texas Goodwill store. New treatment gets young people with knee problems back in game. Couldn't walk, I was dragging my right leg behind me. How negative stereotypes about boys affect their academics and health. Texas Governor Greg Abbott ends statewide mask mandate, open state 100%. Stimulus check update, when could another economic relief payment arrive? Bracketology, CU Buffs number 9, CSU Rams number 10 in latest CBS Sports NCAA tournament projections. Spring training report, COVID will loom over baseball for another season. It's truly tragic to see all these attacks. MTV News Yoon Kim on rise in anti-Asian violence. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Buckingham Palace insists it didn't smear Meghan Markle despite claims. UK's tax burden is set to hit highest level since 1960s as Rishi Sunak raises billions. Aston Martin reveals its first Formula One car in over 60 years with the AMR 21. Britain's daily COVID cases fall by another third in a week to 6,385. Michelle Obama discusses racism while plugging new book. Budget 2021 at a glance, the key points from Chancellor Rishi Sunak's speech. Greece earthquake, 6.9 magnitude tremor felt in Kosovo, Montenegro and North Macedonia. Experts reveals how Rishi Sunak has ditched the stuffy politician wardrobe. Jurgen Klopp reveals Liverpool will refuse to let his stars play for red list nations. New 5% deposit mortgages, which lenders will offer them and when can I get one? The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The free world keeps shrinking. Thousands in new rally to demand Armenian PM's resignation. Man who used van to kill 10 pedestrians in Toronto guilty. Slovakia's crisis, triggered over Sputnik V, deepens. COVID-19 live updates, states roll back restrictions as infections plateau. Olympics organizers near a decision to ban overseas spectators for Tokyo Games. How the coronavirus devastated a generation. Fans frustrated by removal of hundreds of K-pop songs from Spotify amid licensing dispute. German intelligence agency places far-right AfD party under watch for extremism. Vaccinated Pope Francis heads to Iraq amid COVID outbreak. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Capitol attack. Army took 3 hours to approve urgent help request, says National Guard Chief, Liv. Rishi Sunak flags tax rises in budget as total COVID spending tops 400 billion. Global lockdown every 2 years needed to meet Paris CO2 goals, study. Canadian incel killer found guilty of murder over Toronto van attack. The Bad Girls of Gangland, LA, Jeanette Beckman's best photograph. ICC to open formal investigation into war crimes in Palestine. Haruki Murakami's new t-shirt line proves it, he's no recluse. LA sheriffs execute search warrant on Tiger Woods' car after crash. California crash leaves 13 people dead after truck and SUV collide. New York to allow weddings for up to 150, but no dancing outside your zone. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Lawmakers cannot cite local examples of trans girls in sports. Capitol Police officials say intel on possible March 4th plot being taken seriously. Third man accuses a Chicago activist priest of sexual abuse. South Korea's first known transgender soldier found dead. Video, Myanmar police hold AP journalist in chokehold. Google vows no new user tracking in Chrome ad data changes. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Iraq rocket attack, airbase hosting US-led coalition forces targeted. ICC opens war crimes investigation in Palestinian territories. Germany to spy on far-right AfD party, reports say. Myanmar, further deadly clashes despite calls for calm. COVID, Biden promises vaccines for all U.S. adults by end of May. World's first platypus refuge in Australia. Myanmar anti-coup protesters flee from tear gas. COVID, Brazil's daily deaths reach all-time high. India is now only partly free under Mode I, says report. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A new ALS drug is extending patients' lives by months. It's giving hope for those facing such a brutal illness. California crash kills at least 13 people. What we know about the SUV semi-truck collision near US-Mexico border. Texas, Mississippi and mask mandates, Senate taking up stimulus bill, $1,400 checks, live COVID-19 updates. The day in pictures. A space hurricane hovered above the North Pole for about 8 hours, study says. Weeks after Mississippi winter storms, some Jackson residents still don't have water. When it will return is unclear. California's Pacific Coast Highway is falling into the ocean. Is this the end of the road for one of America's most scenic drives? Video shows arrest of AP journalist in Myanmar. Multiple rockets target airbase hosting U.S. troops in Iraq during broad daylight. What's popular on Facebook? Extreme far-right political views and lies, study says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Majority white areas got more PPP business loan money than Latino areas, UCLA study says. Column, San Francisco plays a guessing game, after Pelosi, who? An SUV packed with 25 people at the border, a horrible crash, an unthinkable toll. Is it finally safe for California to reopen? It's happening fast, despite lingering risks. How can we support teachers and their mental health amid COVID-19? Homeland Security agent took bribes from organized crime, prosecutors charge. This year will likely be critically dry for California, state officials say. What we know about the SUV crash near the U.S.-Mexico border that killed at least 13. Hate crimes against Asian Americans rose in LA in 2020, mirroring national trend. Special election for state Senate seat in Los Angeles County draws crowded field. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Freedom House, global decline in democracy has accelerated. Homosexuality can be called a mental disorder, Chinese court rules, LGBT community disappointed. France bans far-right anti-migrant group Generation Identity. Myanmar security forces shoot dead 9 anti-coup protesters despite calls for restraint. Thousands demand India's Chief Justice quit for suggesting accused rapist marry schoolgirl victim. Taliban gunmen arrested for killing 3 women TV anchors, Afghan police. Leaked Chinese report suggests it is forcing Uyghurs to take jobs thousands of miles away to change the demographics of their homeland. Germany's far-right AfD placed under security service surveillance. At least 9 dead in Myanmar as police open fire with live rounds across several cities. Dutch COVID test center hit by suspected bomb attack. Chinese virus, get out, lecturer beaten in UK amid spike in hate crimes. French President Macron admits French forces were murderers and torturers during Algerian independence war after initially refusing to apologize for colonial abuses. Australia confirms extinction of 13 more species, including first reptile since colonization. NSW to trial free tampons and sanitary pads in public schools. Afghanistan, 3 female media workers shot dead. The women, who dubbed popular Turkish and Indian dramas at a local broadcaster, were gunned down in the province of Nangarhar. The Taliban has denied any involvement. The next headlines are from Forbes. Is Lindsay Brewer the next Danica Patrick? Pentagon took over 3 hours to approve help on January 6, D.C. National Guard chief says. Pandemic brings an unfamiliar Boeing 777 flight to Charlotte. Walmart gets behind U.S. manufacturing with 10-year, $350 billion investment. Self-harm claims among U.S. teenagers increased 99% during pandemic, study finds. Key takeaways from the UK's $90 billion COVID rescue plan extension. Majority of Republicans support increasing minimum wage, poll finds. Pence breaks January 6 silence with vague 2020 election conspiracy. Mobility in A15 minute city, think of it like water from the tap. Are music streaming companies finally ready to change the way they pay artists? The next headlines are from Nature.com. Stress-induced amorphization triggers deformation in the lithospheric mantle. Photonic chip brings optical quantum computers a step closer. Field work at your fingertips, creative methods for social research under lockdown. COVID vaccination studies, plan now to pool data, or be bogged down in confusion. Promises and prospects of two-dimensional transistors. Ligand engineered band gap stability in mixed halide perovskite LEDs. Soft robot reaches the deepest part of the ocean. Van der Waals heterostructure polaritons with Moyer-induced nonlinearity. Mitochondria are mixed during cell division. Reply to, Hippo signaling maintains ER expression and ER sub breast cancer growth. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,689,596,544 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Rock Wall of Famer David Crosby sells catalog to Irving Ossoff's iconic artist group. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier star Anthony Mackie soars to Marvel leading man status. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom leads Latino Entertainment Film Awards with 10 nominations. 2021 Annie Award nominations, Soul, Wolfwalkers and Netflix lead. Netflix app adds Fast Laughs tab with comedy clips streaming in a TikTok-like feed. Midland to release Sonic Ranch doc and soundtrack recounting country group's formation exclusive. Humanitas Prize moves to Loyola Marymount as longtime leader heads to Ireland. RTL Group buys out Disney from Kids Network Super RTL, Global Bulletin. Sony Music Publishing partners with Silence the Shame to launch the soundtrack of Mental Health. UK extends COVID insurance scheme for film and TV industry, renews furlough. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden administration, here are his cabinet members and key advisors. From Jolene to vaccine, Dolly Parton gets COVID-19 shot she helped fund. Exit counselors strain to pull Americans out of a web of false conspiracies. At least 18 killed in another bloody day for Myanmar. How severe is your state's coronavirus outbreak? Coronavirus world map, we've now passed the 100 million mark for infections. How is the COVID-19 vaccination campaign going in your state? Some states drop CDC guidelines and vaccinate people by age group. Trump's Spaceless 2020 conspiracies complicate Ohio effort to buy voting machines. How the White House got two pharma rivals to work together on COVID-19 vaccine. The following headlines are from The Week. Far-right misinformation gets by far the most engagement on Facebook, study finds. What Google's new tracking announcement means for your web browsing experience. Solving COVID, March 3, 2021. Germany's vaccine rollout has a healthcare.gov problem. Mike Pence comes out of hiding to nod towards Trump's election lies. The Daily Business Briefing, March 3, 2021. 10 things you need to know today, March 3, 2021. The complicated quagmire of Dr. Seuss. The lost art of being reasonable. Is our two-party system getting dangerous? The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Lone Star, the Great Freeze. Who's going to take responsibility for air pollution in Texas? Planned Parenthood returns to Lubbock. Dying oil company's parting gift, millions in cleanup costs. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. How bananas make radiation appealing. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope could get a starshade of its own. Jupiter has added a comet to its Trojan collection. Sand dunes on Mars shift from season to season. A new method to capture high-resolution images of space debris. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, March 3rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Historic conjunction of Mars and Pleiades photographed. Closest Mars-Pleiades conjunction until 2038. Asteroid dust in Chicxulub crater seals deal on dino extinction. Gulf Stream at its weakest in over 1,000 years. What are cloud streets? NASA selects 16 futuristic space technology concepts. Is this the world's tiniest reptile? Mercury's greatest elongation Mars 6, 2021. The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Brussels and Washington send message to Putin. Biden's first 100 days. Europeans blame EU and national governments for slow coronavirus vaccine rollout. DC National Guard chief, Pentagon dragged its feet on January 6 backup. NRCC chair cautions Trump against backing primary challenges for Republicans who voted to impeach. Biden strikes stimulus deal with Senate Democrats. Opinion: before he was a Washington institution, I knew Vernon Jordan as a civil rights pioneer. Blinken, Biden to outline global strategy with China as key focus. One U.S. civilian dead from cardiac arrest after rocket attack in Iraq. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Greens claim Brisbane seat is second most winnable in the nation. Heard the one about interest rates rising? Don't be so sure. Labour's chance to improve care for both young and old. From the archives, 1986, Sydney goes wild for the Queen. In the Herald, March 4, 1953. Sherazi's plugs into millennial investor boom. Albany shakes the tin at Labour's Night of Nights. Defense Minister Linda Reynolds does not deny calling Brittany Higgins lying cow. Blast at Dutch COVID-19 testing center labeled an intentional attack. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Coronavirus update, expert mortified and disgusted by Texas reopening plan, it will kill Texans, says top Democrat. Need to know, here's the problem the Fed is fueling, and it's not inflation, strategist says. Market snapshot, U.S. stocks slip as economic data disappoints and bond yields spike. UK plans to hike corporate taxes and move to pay for COVID spending splurge. Bond report, 10-year Treasury yield tests 1.50% again as bonds sell off resumes. London set to overhaul listing rules to attract tech IPOs and cash in on blank check boom. Metal stocks, gold slips below $1,700 as bond yields rise and dollar firms. Why the UK is set to ease IPO rules to better compete with New York or Europe. Biden pulls Neera Tanden's nomination as OM director, after controversy over past tweets. Futures movers, oil rallies on report OPEC Plus considering rollover of production cuts. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Refiner Delek rejects peer CVR Energy's board nominees, Yahoo Finance. Treasury bond auction announcement, exchange auction, RIX 260216, RIX 330321, Yahoo Finance. Mexico government to help Pemex with debt payments, CEO says, Yahoo Finance. German financial watchdog BaFin imposes a moratorium on Greensill Bank, Yahoo Finance. Auction details government bonds, Yahoo Finance. Form 8.3, AAPLC, Yahoo Finance. China to end all patent subsidies, intellectual property, China, Mondak News alerts. China to set up 20 more IPR centers in 2021, intellectual property, China, Mondak News alerts. Indigenous people sue retailer casino over Amazon destruction, Yahoo Finance. Be creative in keeping City of London competitive, UK government tells Bank of England, Yahoo Finance. The next headlines are from Quartz. These are America's 10 most overpaid CEOs. The pesky pandemic wall. Vaccines for all, cancelling student debt, Egyptian pet cemetery. India's restaurants and hotels are not giving online aggregators enough credit. How logistics startups could make Africa's largest free trade area work. How brand building and marketing can contribute to a successful IPO. Bitcoin has a Xinjiang problem. Even after GameStop, Tesla remains the most shorted stock in the world. Gary Gensler's view of Bitcoin hinges on a 55-year-old financial rule. Merck will help make Johnson & Johnson's vaccine in a deal brokered by Biden. The following headlines are from TechDirt. After hyping 5G for years, Verizon advises users to turn it off to avoid battery drain. Judge presiding over Arizona prosecution of Backpage denies discovery requests targeting her husband, who happens to be the prosecutor in this case. Not okay, Zoomer, here's why you hate video conference meetings, and what to do about it. The unasked question in tech policy, where do we get the lawyers? TechDirt Podcast Episode 272, Section 230 Matters, with Ron Wyden and Chris Cox. State court says Tennessee's anti-SLAPP law is constitutional, shuts down litigant involved in baseless libel litigation. ICE is also using utility databases run by private companies to hunt down undocumented immigrants. The most important part of the Facebook Oversight Board interaction happened last week and almost no one cared. The New York Times, falsely, informs its 7 million readers net neutrality is pointless. Federal court affirms travelers have a First Amendment right to record SAW screeners. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Flyers. Merck. Kawhi Leonard. California crash. DJI. Ronnie Jackson. Sons. Dolly Parton. Michigan basketball. Kyle Rudolph. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. No fans from abroad. Tokyo Games organizers could find it impossible to allow international supporters into the 2021 Olympics. ICC opens formal investigation into alleged war crimes in Palestinian territories, despite Israel's objections. Design firm had no idea CPAC stage resembled Nazi symbol, but takes responsibility after liberal conspiracy spirals out of hand. Investigation to be launched into Lebanese currency crash that saw pound dive against US dollar, President. Chechen cleric rebukes locals for providing occult services as Russian region continues crackdown on swindlers and charlatans. Chinese court says homosexuality can be deemed mental disorder after former student brings case over textbook definition. German government criticized by employers for human rights law that threatens to limit company supply lines. Far-right anti-migrant group Generation Identitaire outlawed in France. Deloitte to pay Malaysia $80 million for its role in pilfering of state fund 1MDB. India wants to lure Tesla by offering cheaper production costs than China. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. CAS, the bull market in complacency and first-level thinking is back. Bomb threat forces evacuation of Daytona Beach International Airport, flights diverted. Go out and buy gold if Warren wealth tax passes, Leon Cooperman. Senate to kick off debate on $1.9 trillion stimulus as soon as Wednesday. Oil inventories soar most ever, gasoline stocks drained most since 1990. 5Y Treasury almost 0.75% sending warning number 2 to stocks. OPEC Joint Committee ends with no policy recall ahead of tomorrow's meeting. Supreme Court appears favorable to Arizona election integrity laws. 5Y break-evens surge to 2.50%, highest since 2008. U.S. services sector jobs slide as input prices explode higher. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Houthis say U.S. sanctions will prolong war in Yemen. Bangladeshi cartoonist granted bail after widespread protests. At least 7 university students fall to death in Bolivia. Khashoggi report unlikely to change Saudi Arabia credit rating. Scotland's Sturgeon defends handling of Salmond harassment claims. Generation Identity, France shuts down far-right group. Macron admits France murdered top Algerian independence figure. Below average, U.S. infrastructure gets C from engineers. ICC prosecutor opens war crimes probe in Palestinian territories. Germany to step up surveillance of far-right AfD, report. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive, Biden admin, Yemen's Houthis blocking aid after being delisted as terrorists. Washington football team ditches cheerleaders, will feature co-ed dance squad. Dr. Anthony Fauci, I do not think we'll be back to normal by March 2022. Supreme Court hears Arizona cases on absentee votes and ballot harvesting. Rubio, Biden immigration policy complete, utter ridiculousness. ADP private payroll estimate falls short of expectations. DR, Oz aids police in resuscitating man at Newark Airport. UN Chief Guterres orders cancellation of all global coal projects. Hollywood celebrities rage at Governor Abbott for opening Texas, lifting mask mandate, GOP is a death cult. Top British scientists helped China develop nuclear weapons technology, report. The next headlines are from UPI News. Woman wins $1.1 million lottery jackpot over lunch. Look, horse rescued from frozen pond in Michigan. Scottish woman finds 21-year-old message in a bottle from Faroe Islands. Watch, Florida couple finds 7-foot alligator lurking in garage. Watch, women who worked at same restaurant find out they're biological sisters. Watch, Florida police officer rescues coyote struggling to swim to shore. Watch, Texas woman runs 15 days in a row for half-marathon world record. Watch, escaped kangaroo on the loose in Alabama town. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. 60 years ago he couldn't afford college, now he's donating $20 MTO fulfill the dreams of students today. This cycling group is repairing bikes for free all over the Navajo Nation. U.S. can run primarily on renewable energy by 2050 for cost of $1 per person per day, says new research. Himalayan state becomes first in India to give wives co-ownership of ancestral land. The city created the largest free food forest in the country, where anyone can pick fruits and veggies. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, March 3rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Smoked at least 100 cigarettes in your lifetime? Then you can get vaccinated starting March 24th in North Carolina. Why the decision to pull 6 Dr. Seuss books is an important move for diversity. Forget your purse. Let's go. Watch Florida deputies rescue 73-year-old woman from sinking car. Video captures man hitting neighbor's dog with machete after it attacked his pet pig. Bharat Biotech announces Covaxin 81% effective in interim phase 3 trials. High-tech scan peeks inside sealed letters from the Renaissance. Amazon changes app logo resembles Adolf Hitler. Getting a COVID vaccine is now guaranteed to make you more desirable on dating apps. What does everyone think of these shoes made of dog hair that was purely shed? Glow-in-the-dark sharks found off New Zealand coast. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Nosy AI reads a 300-year-old sealed letter without opening it. Battery degradation, a tale of triumph over anxiety. These fun STEM learning kits will get the kids busy for hours while you're on Zoom calls. The race to net zero is on, but no one wins if we take shortcuts. WhatsApp is reportedly working on disappearing images, about F-wording time. What's sampling rate, and why does it matter for music? Crazy scientists think weird and gloopy hydrogen toothpaste is the fuel of the future. Avoid the culture shock, 5-step plan to transition from employee to entrepreneur. Border control systems are gearing up to use facial analysis tech. What could go wrong? DJI's new FPV drone goes 87 miles per hour and looks stupid fun. The following headlines are from Science Daily. New generation of tiny, agile drones introduced. Key steps discovered in production of critical immune cell. Drug target could fight Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. Vaccine shows signs of protection against dozen-plus flu strains. A silver swining, destructive pigs help build rainforests. Cutting-edge analysis of prehistoric teeth sheds new light on the diets of lizards and snakes. Animals fake death for long periods to escape predators. Quick-learning cuttlefish passed the marshmallow test. Weight loss drug hope for patients with type 2 diabetes. Food for thought, new maps reveal how brains are kept nourished. The next headlines are from Information Week. Tech skills, coding languages to boost your salary. Microsoft Satya Nadella talks democratizing tech at Ignite. Value stream management, fact or fiction? Vaccine passports pave the road to the new normal. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, March 3rd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. The Salt Lake Tribune asked Utah state lawmakers how they're helping women. Here's what they said. Rich Lowry, Alzheimer's cannot extinguish the human personality. If you're a renter in Utah, here are the landmines you need to look out for in a lease agreement. Letter, masks aren't something to disdain or ridicule. Governor Cox should recognize that. As the Utah Jazz prepare for first-half finale versus East-leading 76ers, they recognize they have a target on them. Letter, give dreamers and undocumented workers a well-earned pathway to citizenship. Leonard Pitts, America spends a lot of time trying to kill democracy. Get spicy Mexican fare, tasty cheese sandwiches and other diverse Utah flavors in these themed food boxes. Letter, RPM Act would help ensure America's automotive heritage has a future. Letter, please, Senator Lee, stop the lying and work toward solutions America's problems. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Colorado bill seeks to force social platforms to register with the state, impose $5,000 fine for allowing fake news or conspiracy theories. AI Ethics Research Conference suspends Google sponsorship. Google rules out U-turn on cookies policy attacked by ad firms. Amazon quietly changed its app icon after some unfavorable comparisons. Hackers exploit websites to give them excellent SEO before deploying malware. NASA's Perseverance rover sends stunning images of Mars. Japan billionaire seeks crew for moon trip. Rookie coding mistake prior to Gab hack came from site CTO. CVS, Walgreens look for big data reward from COVID-19 vaccinations. Hackers release a new jailbreak tool for almost every iPhone. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Hive, national security officials testify on January 6 Capitol attack. Decreasing St. Louis County COVID cases may mean easing restrictions. St. Charles County teachers eligible for COVID vaccine as county receives Johnson & Johnson's vaccine. Sunshine with temperatures in the mid-60s Wednesday afternoon. Judge affirms Rita Hurd days as St. Louis County Council Chair. Judge says man charged with shooting and paralyzing Baldwin police officer will not represent himself at trial. Jefferson County man pleads guilty to killing his wife in 2018. Family celebrates as slain officer Tamaris Bohannon named SLMPD District Officer of the Year. Washington University researches animals transmitting viruses to humans. Washington, Missouri man could face charges for cutting down trees along nature path. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Petco Park vaccination superstation reopens after 4-day closure. Pentagon, U.S. contractor dies in rocket attack at Iraq base. Storm system to bring light rain, snow and gusty winds to San Diego County. Homicide investigation underway in City Heights. Carlsbad youth soccer coach in fight of his life with rare forms of cancer. Ex-NFL player Kellen Winslow II faces sentencing for rapes. New J&J single-dose COVID-19 vaccine could arrive in county this week. Kearney Mesa Bowl announces it will close permanently. 29-year-old jailed after shootout with officer near convention center. North County residents frustrated by spike in water bills. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Deleting your Clubhouse account is a nightmare, especially for sex workers. Bellingcat has revealed war crimes in Syria and unmasked Russian assassins. Founder Elliot Higgins says they're just getting started. Report, Indians stalking their partners via mobile spyware. Appellate court won't review decision on Michelle Trokin's GPS tracker. Exclusive, spy chief gets welcome endorsement. Facebook mulls legality of facial recognition when far more is at stake. Spiraeon launches Goldstar wireless GPS tracking solution for buy here pay here dealerships and auto lenders. Dogness launches state-of-the-art smart GPS pet tracker. James Bond, why Silva Skyfall plan ignored a simpler way to kill M. Charlotte Gainsbourg to star in new World War II spy thriller lives in secret. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Army to receive 99 heavy dump trucks from MAC Defense. Numerica develops new 3D radar for counter-unmanned aircraft systems. U.S. Navy orders additional CMV-22B Osprey aircraft in $309 deal. Romania receives first U.S.-made rocket launchers. Practica looks to upgrade and service Ukrainian BTR-60s. F-35B stealth aircraft begin sea trials aboard Italian Navy aircraft carrier. U.S. Marine Corps shows off capabilities of its new amphibious combat vehicles. Pentagon announces $125 million in military aid for Ukraine. Boeing's unmanned combat aircraft makes successful maiden flight. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. How close, exactly, were Russia and China to nuclear war? China's largest bank sends 500,000 employees a memo on workplace sexual misconduct. Will Chinese education company GSX Techie survive allegations of fraud? A year and a half later, Hong Kong protest mom remains in touch with her kids. Pineapple becomes new symbol of prickly Taipei-Beijing relations after China bans imports. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Santa Clara County reopens in the red deer, what you can do. Yosemite National Park removes COVID reservation requirement. More vaccines going to rich Californians than at risk. Critical vaccine shortage, Sutter Health forced to cancel thousands of appointments. Hundreds report meteor flash in UK. Rockets hit Iraq Air Base hosting US troops. New lawyers for Tiger King Joe Exotic to ask for new trial. Vaccine, Dolly Parton gets COVID-19 shot, rewrites lyrics to her popular song. Police release 911 call before Antioch man's death. San Francisco teachers miss out on vaccinations over access code issue. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. ICC investigates alleged crimes in Palestinian territories. Stocks mostly lower as bond yields resume climb. No fun NHL, restrictions help players appreciate hockey more. Strong earthquake shakes central Greece, felt in Balkans. UK extends job support, tax breaks for pandemic-hit economy. This isn't a joke, man shot during gas station robbery describes violent attack. Arlington Heights pond cleanup should help solve odor problems, officials say. Cryptographer, TV reporter, actor, water taxi pilot, what a life West Dundee man lived. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Report, in January these cars, trucks stayed on Seattle lots the longest. 46 famous and infamous University of Washington graduates and one-time students. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green alert for tropical cyclone Niran 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone Marian 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.3 m, depth 10 km, in Greece March 3, 2021, 10:16 UTC, 1,290,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green flood alert in Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.8 m, depth 27.65 km, in Russian Federation February 3, 2021, 21:22 UTC, about 2,000 people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Person of interest still eludes HPD nearly a month after 22-year-old killed in daytime shooting. Magnitude 6.3 earthquake shakes central Greece, felt in Balkans. Senate Democrats still finishing their COVID relief bill, agreed to income limits for third stimulus check. Musical nostalgia, vinyl record sales boom at this shop New Jersey shop. 3 children and grandmother killed in Sugar Land house fire to be laid to rest today. Pentagon, U.S. contractor dies in rocket attack at Iraq Air Base. It may be harder to get a good mattress soon. Mom killed in New Caney crash leaves gaping hole in family's life, she was just kind and loving. On Pod Save America, Will Smith says he might step into politics one day. All Texas COVID-19 mandates lifted effective next Wednesday, Governor Abbott says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. NBA says $3 million going to HBCUs through All-Star Game. Nationals say lefty John Lester to have thyroid gland removed. Germany seeks to improve oversight of firms' delivery chains. Police uncover possible plot by militia to breach Capitol. Putin seeks crackdown on those who push children to protest. The latest, Capitol Police say threats to Congress up 93%. U.S. service sector growth slows sharply in February. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Early edition, how selling Cutco knives became the go-to pyramid scheme for toots. Queens Drive-In movie theater returns with Inspire double features. Extra extra, Biden says U.S. will have enough vaccine for all adult Americans by May. Working Families Party backs Tahania Baushi for Manhattan District Attorney. As NYC movie theaters open, don't count on concessions. Co-op City in the Bronx to get dedicated COVID-19 vaccination site. With Cuomo reeling during budget season, state lawmakers are poised to take power. A Manhattan drag artist running for city council is out raising opponents. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Who are the Republicans running for NYC mayor? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Minor earthquake, 2.9 mag has occurred near Stanley in Idaho. Light earthquake, 4.6 mag has occurred near Sandpoint in Alaska. Moderate earthquake, M5 quake has struck near Lomonosov Ridge. Minor earthquake, 3.4 mag strikes near Tierras Nubes Poniente in Puerto Rico. Minor earthquake, 3.5 mag was detected near Mona Passage. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Trnavas in Greece. Moderate earthquake 5.3 mag, 7 kilometers WSW of Trnavas, Greece. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag strikes near Trnavas in Greece. Light earthquake 4.5 mag, 0 kilometers W of Trnavas, Greece. Moderate earthquake, M5 quake has struck near Pagan region, Northern Mariana Islands. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Fantasy turned nightmare for human trafficking survivor who is now thriving in the U.S. Another COVID-19 threat, healthcare workers under attack. International Women's Day, 2021, Women in Leadership Positions, An Economist's View of International Women's Day. International Women's Day, 2021, The Problem of the Respectable International Women's Day, An Appeal for Good Trouble. Myanmar, protesters plea for international help as analysts fear full military might. What role can South-South cooperation play in post-COVID-19 recovery? Demographic impact of coronavirus pandemic, an overview. International Women's Day, 2021, to aspire and achieve women's leadership in the 21st century. International Women's Day, 2021, feminist leadership at the United Nations, gender equality within and without. Neoliberal finance undermines poor countries' recovery. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Arizona Depth of Education teaches babies are racist, white kids must form anti-racist white identity. Scientists stimulate brain to remove fear, boost confidence. The Navy plans to launch swarms of aerial drones from unmanned submarines and ships. California releases video pushing partnership with Microsoft to collect biometric data from children, enforce vaccine mandates. Customers ask for independent investigation after new smart meters cause spike in power bills. Former French President Macron admits France murdered top Algerian independence figure. Pentagon announces $125 million in military aid for Ukraine. Canada's quarantine hotels backfire as people starved. Largely unmonitored injection of billions fueled runaway corruption in war-torn Afghanistan, report. China's Sharp Eyes program aims to surveil 100% of public space. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Do McDonald's workers in Denmark make $22 an hour? General details horse-long delay in getting National Guard to capital. Fans from abroad unlikely for postponed Tokyo Olympics. Reports, Myanmar security forces shoot dead 8 protesters. Budget nominee Neera Tanden withdraws nomination amid opposition. Did Trump launch 2024 presidential campaign? Critics, Cuomo apology tone deaf, ignores power imbalance. Are Boston public schools suspending advanced classes because of too many white and Asian students? Is Little Suckathumb from a real German children's book? Biden, U.S. will be able to vaccinate all adults by end of May. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Pace of U.S. vaccinations versus the world. False claims cited in bogus theory that Biden isn't president. The evolving science of face masks and COVID-19. Fact-checking Trump CPAC speech. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Netflix delivers an explosive anime Pacific Rim sequel. My Cuomo crush turned out to be Stockholm Syndrome. This vacuum may be small, but my home has never been cleaner. If January 6th was domestic terror, who was the terrorist-in-chief? Democrats fume that Neera Tanden mess drag down Equality Act. Bernie Sanders won't help out Josh Hawley this time. $1.9 trillion is too much and Biden and the Democrats know it. Coming to America star Jermaine Fowler is literally the next Eddie Murphy. Trump fundraising drive could give him stranglehold on the GOP. Colbert's tuning out the news pivots to attack Biden in season 2. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Alamo Drafthouse Cinema chain files for bankruptcy. Rachel Lindsay, put Bachelor on pause until controversy gets resolved. Space hurricane spotted above Earth for the first time ever. Paul P.K. Kemsley seems to throw shade at Lisa Vanderpump. Keith Olbermann slammed for saying Texas shouldn't get COVID vaccine. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Watch I, preparing humans for life on Mars. Triple star recipe for supersized stellar mass black holes. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. A dose of her own medicine, Dolly Parton gets COVID vaccine. CDC finalizing guidance on what's safe for those who are vaccinated. Dolly Parton receives shot of COVID vaccine she helped fund. FEMA opening hundreds of COVID-19 vaccination sites nationwide. Doctor urges Americans to get whatever COVID-19 vaccine is available to them. Johnson & Johnson CEO touts ease of single-shot vaccine distribution. Johnson & Johnson rolls out one-dose coronavirus vaccine. Johnson & Johnson begins rolling out nearly 4 million coronavirus vaccine doses. Johnson & Johnson one-shot COVID vaccine rolls out in the U.S. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. The myth and truth about the 13,000-year-old alien satellite. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Mississippi's capital city still under boil water order more than 2 weeks after massive winter storms. Alamo Drafthouse, Target, Macy's are not having Texas Gov's plan as state's mask mandate is lifted. Ex-White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson drank on the job, popped pills and made pervy remarks to women on his team, report. ICE investigates possible human smuggling attempt in California crash that killed 13 people. Harry Potter video game to allow creation of transgender characters, report. Police beefing up security around Capitol amid mixed reports of pro-Trump threat on March 4. 5-year-old girl injured in crash by ex-Chiefs coach Britt Reid likely has permanent brain damage, lawyer. Texas man shoots wife, self inside Houston medical facility. Alec Baldwin and Hilaria welcomed 6th child through a surrogate, reports. Colorado teens charged with murder of woman shot while sitting in her SUV. The following headlines are from military.com. CNN, IG blasts former White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson for sexual comments, drinking, taking sleep meds on duty. Pentagon eyes plan to intensify social media screening in military background investigations. Army starts recruiting campaign to bring soldiers to Alaska. Biden brings no relief to tensions between U.S. and China. Naval Academy seeking student vaccines for summer training. U.S. forces, rockets hit air base in Iraq hosting U.S. troops. Navy sailor killed, 5 service members hurt in convoy crash. Biden vows enough vaccine for all U.S. adults by end of May. Lejeune Marine smuggled guns to his native Haiti, now he'll spend 5 years in prison. After 36 years, Marines F/A-18 Hornets have completed their final carrier deployment. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Mayor Lori Lightfoot proposes changes to Chicago police search warrant policies following wrongful raid on Jeanette Young's home. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, here's what's happening Wednesday with COVID-19 in the Chicago area. Watch Live, Mayor Lightfoot, Chicago police officials discuss search warrant changes. Winter is over, for meteorologists, we chart how this season stands up in terms of cold, rain and, yes, snow. Jim Rigg, school superintendent for the Archdiocese of Chicago, announces resignation. House fire that killed mother, daughter in Gresham neighborhood now investigated as double homicide, arson, officials say. Daywatch, vaccine timeline speeds up, third accusation against the Reverend Michael Flegger and the best fast food fried chicken sandwiches of 2021. Third man alleges inappropriate behavior by beloved Southside priest Flegger. Column, the Senate hearing proves white supremacy played a big role in the Capitol Hill riot. Embattled Homewood employee resigns following hot mic comments about Calumet Country Club development opponents. The following headlines are from phys.org. Humans control majority of fresh water ebb and flow on Earth, study finds. 10-fold increase in carbon dioxide emissions cuts needed to stem climate emergency. Scientists find strongest evidence yet of migration gene. New form of symbiosis discovered, endosymbiont derives energy from respiration of nitrate. Dietary fats interact with grape tannins to influence wine taste. Climate models may significantly overestimate savings from improved energy efficiency. Periodontitis, researchers search for a new active substance. Filming a 3D video of a virus with instantaneous light and AI. Researchers discover SARS-CoV-2 inhibitors. Heat-free optical switch would enable optical quantum computing chips. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, March 3rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. There is an eruption brewing in Iceland, and it may start soon. NASA keeps hiding Easter eggs on Mars-bound spacecraft. Raindrops on other planets are surprisingly like our own. Why the meat we eat is an antibiotic resistance threat. 13 Best Magnesium Supplements for Sleep. Best CBD Oil for Dogs with Arthritis. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Washington replacing cheerleading team with co-ed dance team. Brazil economy faces headwinds after worst plunge in decades. Czechs turns to other nations to treat its COVID-19 patients. Tona Watch, Elizabeth Stanley seeks healing and connection. Spanish food delivery workers march for law on their status. Selma Bridge crossing Jubilee to honor civil rights icons. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Coronavirus, California's cases keep falling, more counties allowed to reopen. Pac-12 stock report, smart football schedule, donor help for WSU, no excuses for USC, Washington's recruiting stall and Stanford's NCAA fall. Bay Area spring high school football watch list, wide receivers, tight ends. East Oakland fatal shooting marks city's 25th homicide of 2021. COVID rules, which states just ended mask laws, reopen businesses. Edmunds compares the 2021 Tesla Model S and Porsche Taycan. New lawsuit hits San Jose State Athletics amid allegations of cover-up, retaliation. California driver who hit grandmother, infant after police chase gets nearly 1/2 years. Pipe bomb, zip gun found near Northern California elementary school. Which big city has California's most overvalued homes? The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Wichita police seeking suspect in overnight shooting death. Collins to back Holland for interior, sealing her approval. Kremlin says Russia will respond to new Western sanctions. Alaska governor, political blogger agreed to settle lawsuit. Budget proposal would help schools drop race-based mascots. Hawaii's largest and oldest bakery closing amid pandemic. Kentucky officer fatally shoots man during traffic stop. Spanish king's sisters vaccinated on trip to see dead in UAE. Virginia man catches 1/2-foot bluefin tuna off NC coast. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The life and death of an anti-fascist. Why did police never solve the murder of a prominent Portland anti-fascist? Trump administration referred a record number of leaks for criminal investigation. Andrew Cuomo is living to regret the deal he pushed on Letitia James. In LA County jails, coronavirus chaos keeps people locked up longer. Working families party ways in on crowded Manhattan to race. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Study examines motives for dropping out of higher education. Studies examines characteristics of patients with cancer who died by suicide. Opioid overdose reduced in patients taking buprenorphine. Researchers offer new insights on bird migration. New long-term study affirms contact lens wear as healthy option for children. Primary ovarian insufficiency associated with increased risk of osteoporosis. USTC detect a sharp rise in detection rate of broad absorption line variations. Attending consecutive mammography screens protects against breast cancer death. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Sidelined catcher Yasmani Grandal making progress. Third man accuses flagger of sexual abuse. Tokyo Olympics president hints that foreign fans won't be allowed at games. Elite pedigrees are the norm for the right's phony populists. Nationals pitcher John Lester to have thyroid gland removed. Smoking among high-risk health conditions eligible to receive shots in Illinois, live updates. Lightfoot unveils search warrant reforms. The Mediterranean diet, some delicious recipes to help you eat healthy. Vanessa Bryant, Kobe and Gigi motivate me to keep going. Eye drops could reduce the need for reading glasses, says Allergan, seeking FDA approval. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Rematches, lopsided victories in St. Louis Board of Aldermen primaries. Eyesight Max supplement reviews, updated, the best eye supplement, effective ingredients. Altai Balance blood sugar supplement reviews, do these capsules work or scam, what are the ingredients? Revision Eye supplement reviews, does these capsules work or scam, effective ingredients? Tishora Jones, Kara Spencer moving forward in St. Louis mayor's race. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. California psychics, safe or scam psychic reading site. Detroit's Canalside Coriander Kitchen and Farm Restaurant readies for opening. 3 male enhancement creams gels that work instantly and safely, get proofs. Alice Cooper on the greatest music city in the world, and coexisting with the most dangerous man in rock and roll. Senate Dems represent 56.5% of the country, yet Mitch McConnell and Joe Manchin control their agenda. Meet the food activist, chef, and urban farmer helping to keep indigenous food practices alive in Detroit. Savage love, devastation. Free Will Astrology, March 3rd to 9th. The Lost Year. To joy of child detainment. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston Concert Watch 3/3, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Brandy Clark and more. The Head, trapped on the South Pole and a killer is loose. David Johnson agrees to reworked contract with Houston Texans. Upon Harden's return, Rockets in search of signature star. Cool X Dad supports history, art and family ties. Reactions pour in after Abbott nixes mask mandate and orders full Lone Star reopening, updated. Turner blasts Abbott for mask rule reversal, calling it a national embarrassment. On Texas Independence Day, Abbott lifts mask mandate and reopens businesses 100%. Truly Texas Mexican showcases the food of the Texas borderland. After Texas winter catastrophe, plenty of promises and blame to go around. The next headlines are about world records making news. UK artist Sasha Jeffrey explains his Guinness World Record holding painting in UAE, the journey of humanity, Gulf News. Wisconsin fathered its push-up milestone in world record attempt, WERGreenBay.com. Barrie woman and wife break record for pulling 48-ton plane. Barrie and District News, Barrie and District News. World record masturbator claims he wasn't pleasuring himself at a beach in front of teenagers, Daily Mail. Torquay man aimed to break paddleboarding world record, Devon Live. Video, wearing a monofin, 21-year-old Egyptian bags Guinness for world's highest jump out of water, Gulf Today. Streamager seeks to set new read aloud world record, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Generation Next, U18 200 world record holder Amy Hunt hopes to emulate Dina Asher-Smith, BBC News. Watch, world record breaking Dorito toy ship rescued off the coast of Miami, Grampian Online. Rotary Club on a mission to smash a Guinness World Record, NBN News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. AMD's RX 6700 XT is here, and there's even more good news for Radeon owners. It looks like Apple's Find My app will soon let you track more than just Apple devices. X-rays help scientists read letter-locked Renaissance mail. Humans have completely transformed how water is stored on Earth. Polaroid made a pen that lets you draw pieces of candy. Fast charger iPhone 12 with an insanely great Anker 20W Nano charger at 15% off. We've been promised these futuristic space hotels for 60 years. These girls just wanted to run, the right wanted a war. New Thor, Love and Thunder set pictures reveal some big cameos. Brave is launching a privacy-first search engine to take on Google. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 134.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 57 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 74.02 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 58.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Meet this year's winners of the Dance Your PhD contest. SpaceX set for its third major Starship flight test on Wednesday. Jane Does V Girls Stop Porn, How 22 Millennial Women Brought Down a Porn Empire. Merck J&J deal may help U.S. get enough vaccine for all adults by end of May. Cuttlefish can pass the marshmallow test. Intel hit with $2.2 billion patent judgment. Dish tries to disrupt SpaceX's Starlink plans as companies fight at FCC. Microsoft issues emergency patches for 4 exploited 0 days in exchange. OS director sues Amazon, alleging systemic racism in corporate office. Samsung will soon ship micro-LED TVs, but mini LED still leads the lineup. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Ticked off Republicans vote against Marjorie Taylor Greene after third attempt to adjourn House. Capitol Police warn of possible plot to breach the Capitol by a militia group on March 4. Cult to programmers overwhelmed with requests to help de-radicalize pro-Trump conspiracy theorists, NPR. Stop telling the big lie, MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle erupts over Mike Pence's latest opposite the editorial page. Republicans get called out for attempting to whitewash the racist terror threat America is facing. Nazi CPAC stage was actually designed by a liberal firm that works with MSNBC. Fox and Friends host makes social distancing joke about horrific crash that killed 13 people. Mo Brooks defends role in January 6 attack, at least there were 20 or 30 Al-Qaeda suicidal types. Boogaloo boy arrested on weapons and immigration charges after feds piece together his fake Facebook accounts. Biden's Interior Secretary pick Deb Haaland secures Republican support. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Can Joe Biden fulfill his promise to diversify the State Department? 2 weeks after winter storms, thousands of Black Mississippians still cannot get clean water. The United States will have enough vaccines for every American adult by end of May, Biden says. A former FDA chief scientist explains what we know about all these coronavirus vaccines. Texas and Mississippi governors lifting of mask mandates as a gift to the coronavirus. It hasn't happened in my lifetime, a labor historian on Biden's pro-union push. The plea to stop Al Franken and Cuomo is exactly what we don't need. Republicans keep pretending Antifa is equivalent to violent white supremacists. Harry Belafonte turned 94 yesterday, revisiting his living legacy today. Top lobbying firm is still on the payroll of Saudi center implicated in Jamal Khashoggi's murder. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Editorial, 3 connections we have to Mars, Richmond.com. Sea Trek, Stanford researchers' childhood dreams of space bent toward the ocean deep, Stanford Today, Stanford University News. Exploring the world of alien beauty, CR Fashion Book. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Aptenics to report fourth quarter and full year 2020 financial result on Wednesday, March 24, 2021, Valdosta Daily Times. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. King's Mansion Hotel Spa in goal to offer DNA-based longevity retreats, Globetrotter. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.